Hello everybody, Keith here again. I've got to do something of an emergency repot today. This is my Oncidium sotoanum, and I got this at the RHS Chelsea Flower Show last year from the OSGB stand. It was one of a number of plants they got as backup in case they hadn't got enough plants to display as they would have wanted. I made a mistake and left it too long before I repotted it. It was in flower, it looked great, everything looked fine. When I took it out of the old medium, it wasn't very clever. And it's been in this pot since the 12th of June last year, so about 9 months, and it's not gone backwards, but it hasn't really gone forwards either, and it gets kept on a southeast facing windowsill in our living room. But the problem there is, because of the way the curtains are, we have to take them off the windowsill every night and put them back every morning. And as I was moving it last night, I noticed a snail on one of the bracts at the bottom. So this has got to be done ASAP, quite obviously, because for all I know, the reason it hasn't thrived is the little swines have had all the roots off, such as there were left. So I'm just keeping my fingers crossed that when we get this out of the pot, it's not going to be a complete disaster. Well, not a complete disaster, but lo and behold, all the roots coming off the new bits have gone. This is one of the new pseudobulbs. There are all the roots and all the tips have been eaten. So all I can do is clean this up, get rid of all the old compost, clean up all the old sheet. Oh hello, there's some roots with tips on there. So, but there's an old bulb here which is lower than the rest. It's not a lot of cop. So I think what obviously needs to be done, these roots aren't very good, but they will at least anchor it and give it a little bit of a go, help me stabilise it. I'm going to clean up all these old bracts and what have you, get rid of all these dried up leaves, lose that pseudobulb, and I think with a bit of luck, after I've sprayed it with some hydrogen peroxide, I can only hope that that will get rid of any snails, any remaining eggs, because obviously I don't want to fetch it out again any more than I've got to. I don't like disturbing orchids. I know some people do. I'm always amazed when I look at one of Ed's Orchids videos, and he has his slippers in particular out the pots almost on a whim, and he's clearly they thrive for him. So perhaps I'm just being overcautious, but that's me. Anyway, I'll sort out this lot, and then we'll see where we're going from here, but I say I'm going to fetch this one off, clean as much of this rubbish off from the old roots as I can, and then spray the whole thing madly with some 3% hydrogen peroxide, which is available locally from chemists. I'm going to have to sort myself a new pot out, of course, because that's no good if it's had slugs in you, slugs and snails in. You don't want that going back. So I've got that to do. So leave it with me a minute and I'll be back soon. Okay then, back again. I've taken that pseudobulb off, put some cinnamon on the thing. This one's not great, but we've got some roots coming off somewhere in here, so I'm not going to do too much with that. I'm hoping that by spraying it to death with hydrogen peroxide, it's been all over the plant, it's wringing wet. I'm just hoping that when I put it back in this pot, I'm going to put it in a slightly smaller pot and a transparent one, so that I hope we'll be able to do something with it. I'll put a little bit in the bottom to crock it, turn the pot to help the roots ease in. These fine rooted jobbies are not great when you're putting bark in, of course, because it's difficult to get the bark between the roots. But you've just got to do the best you can. But some of the only roots it seems to have. Let's hope they will carry on and do it some good. I hope this isn't too boring. I don't normally bother putting the actual repotting in the video because it can get extremely tedious. But say that this bark is not as good as it used to be, whether that's because I'm having to source it from somewhere else or they can't be bothered or what, I don't honestly know, but I think that's going to be better off staked. No, it's not much chop, is it? So hopefully we don't need a very tall one. Put another one in on the other side to try and trap it. Like that. Right. So, once again, I've got it back in its pot. It's not terribly stable. So I'm going to have to be a little bit careful what I do with it. Okay, so that's my sotoanum back in the pot, and I can only hope that that's got rid of all the little beasties from down below, but obviously it's going to have to be kept an eye on for a while. So thank you for watching. Hope that's been interesting, possibly a warning to keep a close eye on your plants, because clearly it's not just mealybugs that are appearing at this time of year, and I'll look forward to seeing you soon. Take care. Bye.